The king of rock and roll's influence here in Las Vegas is still felt today, from the impersonators you see around town to the sound of Viva Las Vegas.
What if your favorite celebrities weren't who they claim to be? What if the red carpet glam was just a distraction from something much darker? From fake deaths to secret cults, from government puppets to Illuminati whispers, these are the stories they don't want you to believe. But some of them might just be real. Welcome to the deep end of fame, where the glitz fades and the theories take over. Because in Hollywood, nothing is ever just a coincidence. 1. Katy Perry is actually JonBenet Ramsey. Now this one isn't just crazy, it's unhinged. The theory? That Katy Perry is actually JonBenet Ramsey, the 6-year-old child beauty queen whose tragic 1996 murder shocked the world. According to a small but vocal corner of conspiracy theorists, JonBenet's death was faked. They claim she was hidden away, her identity erased, and years later, reintroduced to the world as pop superstar Katy Perry. Yep, that's the theory. Their so-called evidence? Side-by-side childhood photos showing similar facial structures. A heavy focus on their eyebrows, because apparently, eyebrow shapes don't change over time. And here's the wildest part, theorists claim Katy Perry's parents are actually JonBenet's parents, aged up and rebranded. Of course, there's zero credible evidence. JonBenet's murder has been thoroughly investigated, her death certificate is public record, and Katy Perry was born in 1984, a full 6 years before JonBenet. But that hasn't stopped the theory from going viral, especially on YouTube and Reddit, where users continue to resurrect it with eerie music and dramatic breakdowns. In 2016, Katy Perry herself responded, calling it ridiculous and saying, "You know, people are out there saying I'm JonBenet Ramsey. I mean, come on." But here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes the most obviously false theories stick, not because they're true, but because they're just strange enough to imagine. 2. Nicolas Cage is an immortal vampire. There are Hollywood legends, and then there's Nicolas Cage, the man, the myth, the immortal vampire. Yes, you heard that right. In 2011, an antique photo from 1870 surfaced on eBay. It showed a man from the Civil War era, same piercing eyes, same facial structure, same intense stare. And the resemblance to Cage? Uncanny. So uncanny that the seller seriously claimed, Nicolas Cage is a vampire who reinvents himself every 75 years. It didn't take long before the internet ran with it. Forums lit up. Reddit threads spiraled, memes exploded. And suddenly, Nicolas Cage wasn't just a meme king, he was a time-traveling, undead creature of the night. The theory suggests that Cage fakes his death every few decades, only to re-emerge in modern society under a new identity. Some even claim his erratic behavior, wild movie roles, and mysterious personal life are subtle clues to his ancient origin. Because, I mean, what mortal man would buy a dinosaur skull or get married for 4 days in Vegas? Cage himself responded in the most Cage-like way possible, with a smirk and a shrug during an interview with David Letterman. "There's a photograph of me from, 1870? Yeah, that's not me," he laughed.
There is a resemblance, but how can I be polite about this? It's a somewhat slowed down version of me.
But even that didn't stop the speculation, because vampires would deny it, wouldn't they? The photo? Still floating around online. The theory? Still alive, or undead. And Nicolas Cage? Still not aging. 3. Beyoncé and the baby bump scandal. In 2011, Beyoncé made headlines for something other than her music. She was pregnant with her first child, Blue Ivy, and the world was watching. But then, came the fold. During an Australian TV interview on the show Sunday night, Beyoncé sat down wearing a tight-fitting dress and her stomach appeared to collapse inward, almost like it folded in half. In that split second, the internet exploded. Clips went viral. Screenshots were zoomed in. And a theory was born: Beyoncé was never pregnant. She wore a fake baby bump. According to conspiracy theorists, Queen Bey was faking her pregnancy to protect her body and used a surrogate to carry Blue Ivy, all while maintaining a carefully choreographed image of motherhood. Their evidence? The infamous folding belly clip. A supposedly inconsistent pregnancy timeline. Beyoncé remained unusually private during her pregnancy, unlike many celebrity moms. Even after she released intimate footage in her life as but a dream documentary showing her bare pregnant stomach, the rumors didn't die. Some fans claimed the footage was old or altered. Others insisted she never looked truly pregnant in public, comparing her body at events to other pregnant celebs. It got so heated, media outlets like ABC News and The Guardian ran fact checks to try to debunk it. Beyoncé eventually responded. "There's a stupid rumor. That's crazy, it's not true. But this is what fame does." 4. Elvis Presley faked his death. On August 16, 1977, the world mourned the shocking death of Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. But for some, the mourning never truly began because they believe Elvis never died at all. Theories began almost immediately. Witnesses claimed they saw someone resembling Elvis boarding a flight to Argentina just hours later. A man named John Burroughs, one of Elvis's known aliases, allegedly checked into a Memphis airport that same day. And at Graceland, the spelling of his name on his tombstone, Elvis Aaron Presley, sparked controversy. Why? It was spelled with 2 A's instead of 1, even though his real middle name was spelled Aaron. Fans insist it's a secret clue, but it doesn't stop there. Enter Orion, a mysterious masked singer who appeared shortly after Elvis's death, with a voice eerily similar and a stage presence nearly identical to the King's. Even after Orion denied being Elvis, fans were convinced. Why fake his death? The theory goes, the pressure of fame, financial troubles, and death threats led him to disappear, living quietly while the legend lived on. Despite autopsy reports and decades of silence from the Presley family, the conspiracy lives. Because for some fans, it's easier to believe the King left the building than that he truly left this world. 5. Taylor Swift is a clone of a Satanist's daughter? This one is as wild as it is viral. Some conspiracy theorists believe Taylor Swift is not just a pop icon, but actually a genetically cloned replica of Zena Levy, the daughter of Anton Levy, founder of the Church of Satan. Sounds insane, right? But the theory gained traction in the 2010s when side-by-side comparison photos of young Zena and Taylor Swift started circulating. Same piercing eyes. Same blonde hair. Same high cheekbones. The resemblance is uncanny. Supporters point to Taylor's occasional gothic aesthetic. Snake symbolism during her Reputation era. Her shift from country girl to dark pop princess. They claim it's part of a larger Illuminati conspiracy, cloning symbolic figures to influence culture through fame. Taylor Swift has never addressed the theory. But it pops up every few years, especially when she rebrands, changes her sound, or stares just a little too intensely into the camera. 6. Avril Lavigne was replaced by a doppelganger. According to the Avril is dead theory, the real Avril Lavigne, the skater girl icon who gave us Complicated and Skater Boy, died in 2003 at the peak of her fame. The story goes, Avril, overwhelmed by pressure and depression, allegedly took her own life. To avoid public fallout, her label secretly replaced her with a lookalike named Melissa Vandella. It sounds like tabloid nonsense, but it gained traction. Supporters point to sudden changes in Avril's voice, fashion, and personality. Before and after photos comparing moles, noses, and even handwriting. One photo shoot where she allegedly had Melissa written on her hand. The rumor went global after a Brazilian fan blog popularized it. In interviews, Avril has laughed it off, calling it so dumb. But Reddit threads, YouTube videos, and TikToks keep the story alive. 7. The Mossad and Jeffrey Epstein connection. This one takes us from celebrity drama into global conspiracy. Jeffrey Epstein, convicted sex offender and financier, died under suspicious circumstances in 2019. But one persistent theory? That Epstein was working for Mossad, Israel's national intelligence agency. Here's why. Epstein had deep ties with global elites, US presidents, royalty, Israeli businessmen. Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, was suspected of Mossad ties. Epstein's wealth had no clear origin, yet he had access to jets, private islands, and surveillance tech. Some claim he ran honey traps, luring powerful men into blackmail. Israeli officials have denied the claims. No formal link has ever been proven. Still, the theory won't die, especially in fringe media and conspiracy communities. 8. Stevie Wonder isn't actually blind? At first, this theory sounds ridiculous, but it's surprisingly persistent, and kind of funny. Stevie Wonder, blind since shortly after birth, is one of the most legendary musicians of all time. Yet some people claim he can actually see. Clips have surfaced showing him catching a falling microphone, sitting courtside at NBA games, taking selfies. Shaquille O'Neal even shared a story where Stevie supposedly recognized him in an elevator without a word being spoken.
I'm already in the building. I'm coming through the lobby. Door opens. It's Stevie Wonder. He comes in, says, "What's up, Shaq?" Presses the button.
To be fair, Stevie has said he had some light perception as a child. And most gotcha moments can be explained by timing, muscle memory, or assistance. Still, the meme lives on, a reminder that no matter how famous you are, people will question everything. So, could celebrities really be vampires? Clones? Secret agents? Most likely, no. But in a world that loves secrets more than facts, suspicion becomes storytelling. Which theory creeped you out the most, or made you question everything? Drop it in the comments below. And if you love this ripple through the rabbit hole, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell.